your grandmother and how she treated your grandfather on your mother's side, not your father's side, because you know it didn't happen there, you've already been there, and you find that your mother's beaten your father. And then you go to the next generation down, and you can find, oh, well, you know what? I see how it went from generation to generation. And my father was actually looking at himself, look at his father, and he made a little bit of an adjustment, but now I can sort of see 2 generations and make the complete adjustment or not.
But isn't life made possible by not knowing everything?
I don't know where you got that from. It's not that living in public is going to be imposed on us. We're going to be conditioned to ask for it. Fourth quarter 2004, I'll roll out the consumerized version of We Live in Public. And I'll charge them for the platform, and I'll charge them for recording their lives to disc. Now you can have it too. I bought these apple orchards. The trees on the apple orchard, they're pretty well cared for. In one sense, they're better off than the wild apple trees. But they burn out faster, and you put new trees in to replace them faster. What I'm starting to see is that there's a direct parallel between running an apple orchard and living in public. They're taking little pieces of you continuously. The collection of them is greater than little me. I'm just a product. I'm a product to be harvested.
Harvesting you?
Yeah. They're harvesting my psyche in order to feed themselves. If you were God, you already did Jesus. That trick's been done. How do you promote Messiah version 2.0? What's the marketing and ad campaign? There's so much noise in the world. There's so many TV programs. How does God cut through the clutter? It's the virtual God that's coming. It's not some guy showing up as a man. I mean, that's as plain as day. Gilligan's like the harbinger of all of that. Gilligan is the beating heart. The beating heart of it all. If you had to find the pinpoint, that would be it. I go home and I watch TV every night for 6 hours, at least, and the cameras are on me.
You're there watching television while there are people in turn watching you on television.
Yeah. Half living with a girlfriend and half living with the television set. Equally horrific. We were going along fine, except something happened. I was almost goaded into it. As we were breaking up, they told Tanya to have me sleep on the couch. They couldn't figure out where it was coming from, and then I subsequently found out that they'd been encouraging her to do that. Now, I give Tanya a birthday present, a Rolleiflex camera. Beautiful camera. $600 all in, tax and film and whatever. It was like I'd given her a piece of defecation. And that was the turning point for me when I had to remove her from the house. I bought her clothes and jewelry and the whole 9 yards, and then I get presented with a bill. She charged me half for the food that she bought. I give her the Rolleiflex camera, and I get like a $10 toy gun, and she's giving me grief. The watchers couldn't believe it. it validated I wasn't out of my mind. But, it's like, I paid her the money. And she went away. It just accelerated what I probably in my heart of hearts already knew. If I hadn't lived in public, I might have asked her to marry her day 50, and we might have conceived a child and got married on day 100. I probably saved myself a fortune on a divorce. And I saved some unborn child a lot of grief and maybe Tanya some heartache. A lot of divorced people out there that are thinking, I should have lived in public. The thing that grieved her the most about her leaving was not so much that she was leaving our relationship. She was grieving because she had to leave public. Who got the watchers? Who got the kids? Who got the watchers? Those watchers, that's how she defines family. Those are the closest people to her in the world. I had to get her out. I had to finish the work. I needed to have a plot point change, and it worked. When I was with Tanya and in a relationship, I was curious to see what they had to say. When I'm alone, I don't really want to touch them. It's a different experience. I'm afraid to face them. Big Brother is scaring the heck out of me. It's like I'm protecting the last layers of my soul. It's okay to scoop out fat, but when they start carving out muscle, you got problems. I'm down to the bone, beyond the muscle, like a skeleton scurrying across. Yeah.
What would be an example of, say, bone or muscle?
Masturbating. At this point. It used to be going to the bathroom. It used to be guarding what I say so it couldn't be used against me. You can't masturbate openly. You can't. Sex went away when Tanya went away, and even that was a problem. But when you can't even do it with yourself openly and freely, you can't even have fantasies. They're in your fantasies. Like, can they hear me breathing? That's bone. I just don't want to give them anything more. They'll kill me. They'll take something from me that I can't replace.
You're still in that loft?
Still in the loft. It's still on. I leave it on. I understand what you got to do to make a masterpiece. I'm not there yet, but I'm building up to it. There's probably 5 or 10 more years to go. Then I'm maybe free. I'll go live on the orchard and have a family. I might be a late bloomer in that respect. If I make it that far.